create a human development investment group. Working together we can begin to recoup the value of each member of society, so we can all achieve prosperity. Real estate brings profits, true, but there are limits to what it can do, and it leaves people homeless too. Real estate value can only grow when people have money to show. Infinite possibilities exist inside every human, though they hide. It takes a little effort to find, but once you do, it'll blow your mind. This is your opportunity to change our society. The help you give today can get things on their way.
Woke up with my head under pressure so high, hiding all night, hiding behind my tired eyes. Coffee's cold, the silence loud. I want my pain like a winter shroud. Some days I feel like I can't fly. Other days I feel so fragile. Shattered today, I felt like shine. So I choose someone who could fly. Every mirror cracked a little more. Every step heavier than before. I reached for light but found the gray. Just one of those paper soul days. Some days I feel like I can't fly. Other days I feel so fragile. Shattered days of endless shine. So I choose someone who could fly. But I picked up my pencil, scratched the page, gave wings to a figure outside the cage. A heroine born from all our life, drawn strength I can't get back. Some days I feel like I can't fly. Other days I feel so fragile.
That's right, everybody. It is 2 o'clock. It is time for writing and chatting. And hopefully some more people will show up eventually to chat with me. But for now, it's me and the screen and the coffee. And that's okay. So I'm going to read back what we wrote last week so we have a starting point and a frame of reference. Oh, there he is. There's my Ubi. All right. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Mortis Iron Cage said as he potted up his microphone and picked his green and gold reaper from its resting place beside his desk. How is everybody doing tonight? His eyes scanned the chat logs. Hawkeye still hadn't shown up. That made 2 streams in a row his best friend missed, and Hawkeye never missed a stream. He tried to disguise his worry. Was there something wrong with Hawkeye? He made a mental note to reach out over Discord after the stream was over. He'd not seen him on the server lately either, though. Maybe it was time to pick up the phone. Hey there, Lauren, Tomaton, Graham, Seymour, Chase, Roach, and Death, he said, listing off the names as they filled into his chat room. Good to see you. How have you been? He reached over to let his monkey spin out of its cage. The monkey climbed up on his shoulder and began chittering in his ear as he warmed up. It was challenging to play with the monkey on his back, but it did seem to draw in viewers, so it was a compromise he was willing to make. Viewers were hard enough to come by on GuitarTube, and everything he could do to set himself apart from the other members of the community was one more advantage he could give himself. Hawkeye and he had been working together on some collaborations to improve both their channels' viewership, but that was before Hawkeye disappeared on him. Now he didn't know what to think. Hawkeye hit the button to fire off. Hey, Will! Hawkeye hit the button to fire off his chat room voting system and let the viewers pick a song from his rotation. It was nice to be able to give some interaction with those who showed up, a way of co-collaboration. Hey, Malachi! All gas and no brakes, amen to that. Until we hit something hard, right? Alright, they chose a backing track and he put it into play, allowing his worries to drift away as he poured himself into the music. Covers, impromptu play sessions over backing tracks, and little riffs between songs were all things his live stream were known for providing the viewers. Along with Spin, the little pick-thinking monkey he'd picked up on a trip to Costa Rica. 2 hours later, he said his goodbyes to everyone and stood up to stretch. The long streams were hard on his back. Spin screamed at him, demanding food, so he walked into the kitchen to grab the monkey a banana, passing by a growing stack of unpaid bills on the dining room table. Streaming was great, he thought. Too bad the money didn't match the joy he found in doing it. He needed to work on changing that. He didn't want to give up streaming, but it wasn't easy on the pocketbook for sure. He returned to his computer after grabbing some food and popped into the Discord server. Hawkeye hadn't been on in days, according to the data. What do you think, Spin? What's going on with Hawkeye? Spin chittered at him for a moment before he returned his attention to the banana. Good call, Spin. You're probably right, he said, as if the monkey provided some kind of meaningful conversation. He picked up his phone and tried to dial Hawkeye's number. It was never too late to call a brother. The phone went straight to voicemail. He popped into Discord. Anyone seen Hawkeye around, he asked. Not since last week when he streamed, Seymour told him. He seemed upset about something. He missed this week's stream too, Lauren chimed in. That's not like him. He's probably just blowing off steam or something, Seymour said. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Want me to drop by and check on him, Lauren offered. He lives across town from me. Would you mind? Mortis asked. I just want to know the dude's okay. He's not even answering the phone when I call. It just goes straight to voicemail. You worry too much, man, Seymour said. Just chill. He'll be back when he's ready. Lauren gave a frowny face emoji. I think we should check on him anyway. Tomatin's name went active in chat. Nah, man, I think he's dodging you, Mortis. That statement took Mortis by surprise. Me? Why? Tomatin answered. He said he didn't want to talk about it. Just was upset about what you'd done. Mortis felt confused. What did I do? Tomatin responded, I don't know, man. He didn't want to talk about it. Seymour chimed into the conversation. Just let him go, man. If people don't want to hang, you can't make them. Anger rose up in Mortis. He's my friend, man. He could at least have told me what I did to upset him. This is bull hockey. Lauren spoke up. I'll ask him about it when I drop by. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding. And that is where we have left off. So now, here's where the things get fun for you. You guys get to decide. We're going to have an event come up. Something is going to happen to Mortis. Oh, hold on a second. I don't know where the tape is. Anyway, something is going to happen to Mortis. It's called an event. And you guys are going to decide what that event is. What's going to happen next? Put an idea in the chat if you got one. Let's see. I'll start giving some ideas. We could have a break-in. We could have an earthquake. We could have power outage. That's always fun. Let's see. We could have... I'm doing good, Malachi. How about you? How about you, Will? I know what Ubi's working on. Ooh, that's something else we could have. An unexpected shipment arrives. Little things that can add flavor to the story and change its direction. That's what an event does. It drops into the middle of your story and completely changes the direction it was going. Often fun to add in if you start feeling like your story is too predictable, or if things aren't really, if you're stuck on an idea for where to go with it next. And I'm going to insert our friendly neighborhood page break. Yeah. So that this is the start of the new chapter. Ooh! Nice! You got your BBM merchandise and you did an unboxing of the mug. Very nice. I know he'll appreciate that too. An unexpected shipment is what we'll go with. Well, any idea, actually, Malachi. Like I said, events can be anything. Hey, Jeremy. I'm so glad to see you, man. I understand about only having a few minutes to hang. It's cool. I know, and not everybody can hang for an hour. And as far as ideas, like I said, it can be anything. An event can be anything that changes the direction or flow of the story. Anything from, a tragedy to a comedy, a comedic moment. You get the idea. I hope you get the idea. Think about your own life. What kind of things happened that you didn't expect to happen that changed your direction of what you would have done in life at that moment? Breaking your neck is definitely a life-changing experience. And whether it becomes a comedy or a tragedy is kind of up to you. It can be the kind of pivot in life that makes you change completely your character. Maybe you start improving your life because you recognize how fragile life is, or it could take you in the other direction and you become angry and bitter over the limitations a broken neck implies. That's life, right? It changes. Events change our direction. They force us out of our comfort zone and they put us in new situations that we weren't expecting. Of course. You gotta laugh sometimes. Inspected the shipping notification for a hint as to who sent it. But all it had was the name of a company he didn't recognize. Okay, so now we got a question. What's in the box? Could be something simple, could be a guitar. That would make sense for a streamer. It's a large box, so could be something completely off the scales, off the ring. Explosive. It could be something completely unrelated to guitars. Oh, a clay mold of an Arctic monkey god. I like that idea, Will. That's creative. Okay. I like the 3 ounces of catnip too. Well, there's also filthy, stinking sneakers in it. Okay. 2 turntables and a microphone. Well, we can have another instance of using that. Let's see. Limited edition Christmas tree shaped little Debbie cakes. He can eat those later. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I like another box with a box in it. We'll save that one for later. Quick Internet showed it to be an international trading company. A box of snakes to go with the monkey? Oh my goodness. Schrodinger's cat. Oh, that's true. I am. You know what? Uvi reminded me that I am on my intro screen. You guys are not seeing a lick of this. Isn't that fantastic? It's okay. That's okay. Uvi's busy. And so he was able to spot this for me. Oh my goodness. This was a call to a mission, but he'd retired. Of course. Did one ever really retire from his line of work? That's true. You are able to converse with each other regardless. The chatting is the most important part of this stream. The writing is just something to do to fill the time. All right, so we have this new character that we just introduced, which is Mike Daniels. Yeah. Box should simply have a tag that says "Loathfully yours, Pandora." Yes. Please don't open me. Or, well, do. Tape an alarm clock to a box of cigars that are all painted red. The Pick of Destiny. Actually, a funny story about the Pick of Destiny. Once upon a time, I was searching the house all over for an envelope. Just one that I needed to use to mail something that was important. And I got to thinking to myself, I was talking to myself out loud, and I said, my horse, my kingdom for an envelope. And then I had this idea, what if there was an envelope that gave you the power to control the universe? The envelope of universal domination. Kind of like the One Ring, only, very envelope-y instead of ringy. And this was before I had really read that. But at any rate, so I was running around the house, now looking for the envelope of universal domination, and I wrote an entire story about that, but... And the envelope has just 2 words on it. See Bob. That's it. No explanation. A Jello mold of the Ark of the Covenant. Would it be a radioactive Jello mold? Because, you know, the Ark of the Covenant, very, very much so. Ha ha ha. There we go. Now we've tied it back in. This wasn't just any mission. It was a rescue mission. And the subject of the rescue? Hawkeye. Hey, Timothy! Good to see you, man. Yes, they were playing What's in the Box. Now, the stories answered the question of what's in the box, but we can continue to play that because the thing is that every idea we get is something we can use later in parts of the story. We can have those objects sprinkled throughout. There are usually 5 pieces to any story. There's characters, actions, objects, events. Events change the story's direction and make new things happen. Characters, you obviously don't have a story without them. And then there's settings, where the action takes place. Been a rough past few days. Yeah. I can relate to that. You know, there are moments in the past few days when I have definitely felt stressed out. Definitely. Oh, no, he didn't buy that guitar, actually. It was, I was trying to, this was at a point in time before he got some of the nicer guitars that he's got now, and I had been encouraging him to go to Guitar Center and, like, try things out, you know, play on better instruments, envision himself with better stuff. And he was reluctant because he was afraid he might hurt something or break something and then owe money for it. But I was like, no, that's what they're there for. And they have business insurance, my man. So if something does get broken and we can't pay for it, they'll be covered. And so he went ahead and tried. And it was just a fun little trip that we had where I was just getting him to envision things being better, envision himself being able to get some of the things that he wanted and dreamed of. And sometimes that's something I think people need to do, is every once in a while just step out of your comfort zone and go shopping for a thing that you don't think is possible for you, because in a way what you're doing is you're setting your brain's tuning dial to say, this is what I really want. This is what I want to see myself with. And then you become able to visualize yourself acquiring what you desire, and so your brain starts working on, well, how is it possible that I could do this? How could I, instead of I can't? So yeah, I'm a big believer that if you want something, it's important to do the things that it takes to put yourself in the situations where you could see yourself holding on to it. No, that was in the summer. It's actually probably in June. We need to go back, though. I think he'd be less afraid to try things out. It was a really nice one. Yeah. Someday I would like to be able to have unlimited access to the things that he would like, and just put in his hands everything he needs to really succeed. And maybe that's what I'm working toward with the retreat center. I kind of want to be able to do that for everybody. I want us to have spaces and places for people to record, for people to dream, for people to build, for people to come together and create in a space where they're not under stress or under pressure or worried about what's coming next. That's my goal. It's my dream. And I'm a big believer in dreams, and not just dreaming, but actually putting some effort into figuring out ways to get them. Okay. Yeah. Get ready to write. Awesome. What are we writing? So now it's a rescue mission. Apparently, Mortis is going to rescue Hawkeye, so. We have really changed the direction of the story from what I had initially expected it to be, but that's exactly the kind of thing that you want, because if it surprises you, it'll surprise your reader. Tom Robbins books? Actually, no, I have not. Oh, you have to write the post game for Hockey Hot Stove? Nice. I will have to look that up. Tom Robbins, huh? Alright. Quest for Immortality by King in Ancient Bohemia. Interesting. Even cowgirls get the blues. I'll have to look into that. I'll be looking forward to reading and listening to your Detroit Red Wings report. Yes. Alrighty. So we have finished our second chapter. And now we have we have gone full action hero adventure. Guitar playing action heroes. Man, nothing better. So I guess what we can do now is we can decide where is his destination. Oh, yeah, it won't let you do a live with a phone. Huh. That's weird. I've never tried it though. Maybe it doesn't. All right. Where is he touching down? Where's our next setting? Where is it he's going to from Des Moines? Give me ideas, people. Oops, not quite what I had in mind, but okay. If you hit 50, you wanted to do the unboxing of the guitar you won? The caves. Where are the caves located, Will? Are they in a state? City? National park? They're underground. Okay, but where is the plane touching down? Maybe, there we go. We'll do New Mexico. We'll think Carlsbad Caverns. Ooh, Mammoth Caves in Tennessee. Okay, let's change that then. I've actually never been there. That's... Yeah. Caves are awesome, actually. We went to... A few years ago, Randy and I, Ubi, and I went to Carlsbad Caverns, New Mexico. It was beautiful. Let's look at the airport. Louisville. Okay. Old mining caves in the southern states. That's cool. Yeah, there's so many cave systems in Nevada. I wanted to go spelunking there. There's also a lot of ghost towns from where they had gold rushes and then the towns just basically faded away. It's a pretty cool place to go looking, but I never got around to doing that. For a while there, we didn't even have a vehicle, so it wasn't possible. I guess we could do Nashville. Touchdown Nashville. All right, we got 4 minutes to go. We've done a lot of work. We're well into chapter 3. We've turned our little story about broken relationships within the guitar community and problem-solving situations into an action-adventure novel involving a guitar streamer who's now in search of the kidnappers who have taken his best friend. Which is quite a pivot from where I expected it to go. So I'm really happy with that fact. Like I said, if it surprises you, it's going to surprise the readers and it'll make it all the more enjoyable while you do it. Now, I will want to warn anybody who watches this replay or participates in my live streams that realistically speaking, this is a rough draft. And what that means is that it is a rough draft. It is not what will end up in a final edit. It is not how it will work out when it actually gets to publication. What we're doing is basically taking ideas and we're tossing them out there and we're putting them into format called Scooby-Doo. Yeah, well, Scooby-Doo's nose might be able to find Hawkeye before anybody else did. You know, that is one thing. Spin the Monkey could have come with him, I suppose. And that may be an edit we make. We may bring Spin the Monkey with him for the fact that monkeys have senses that humans don't and can sometimes be quite useful when you're looking for somebody. But, yeah, I think we've done a good job. We totally veered off course with the planned story. But that's the thing about planning a story is don't be afraid to get off the reservation. Don't be afraid to change the plan midstream. It's perfectly acceptable. The plan is just a place to start. It doesn't nail you there. It's not set in stone. We're all a little silly, Timothy. But, yeah, so feel free when you're make plans, certainly, but as in real life and as in the battlefield, no plan ever survives first contact with the enemy. Plans are not markers for how they're going to officially turn out. It's ideas for where to start, and then the environment and the situations that you encounter give you feedback and you need to change them. Your parents had a monkey until you were about 3? It hated you, huh? I wonder, I had a dog, my sister had a dog when I was little, and we had that dog until I was 12. But that dog absolutely hated me because when I was little, probably about a year and a half, 2 years old, I apparently would pull its tail and its ears because I found them fascinating. And it never forgot. And, you know, big dogs are content to bite you once and let you know, hey, you knock it off. I'm done with you. Little dogs, though, because of their own insecurities, they just don't quit. If they start biting you, they don't stop. And that dog would go to town on me. I was so terrified of that dog. All the way up until I was like 10. And then Frisky was the dog's name, and Frisky loved to chase cars, and one day he ended up under the wheel of a car that he had been chasing, got run over, and I was the one on the scene. My older sister would not go with him to the vet because she was afraid he was going to die, and so he was going to have to be put down, and she didn't want to be there to witness it. So I ended up going to the vet with him, and after that, you know, he sort of declared a truce with me, and we were friends after that. It was, you know, he forgave me because I took care of him, even though he'd been so mean to me all those years. But sometimes that's how it works. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I appreciate you showing up for my stream. I hope you've been enjoying the process. I hope you've been enjoying watching what we do and how it works as it's coming together. And I'll see you next week for another writing and chatting. If you haven't already, I recommend... Oh, hey, Jessie! Just a quick eye, almost Sunday in here. Yeah, no, monkeys are a little bit weird, Malachi. Good to see you, man. It's fine that you're not going to be around for long because I'm about to close down anyway. But yeah, Monday I'll be doing more of the angel art. And by the way, guys, I know that I had put on hold the guitar art project, but I had some ideas that I'm going to be going back and doing more on that project soon. I'm actually going to create a body pillow in the shape of the guitar. It'll be pretty cool. So we'll add to the project more art, and then I'll be uploading that to Spoonflower and making a cut and sew pattern for a guitar-shaped pillow. So that'll be fun. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for